Hello everyone. Okay, for today's class, we will revise a little bit about chapter 10 for Form 2, Gradient of a Straight Line. So this is a sum of questions for our revision today, so that I have distribute to you. So in this video, I will only discuss the answer for these questions. Okay, let's start with number 1. In the diagram below, PQ is a straight line. So we need to state the vertical distance QR, horizontal distance PR, and gradient of PQ. Right. So in this question, we just have to state the unknown. Okay, since this gives us the unknown x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so we just need to state the terms. Okay, so first kali vertical distance QR. Okay, QR is here. So this is the vertical distance. Okay, so this is the vertical distance. Okay, so which means that the distance would be y2 minus y1. So y2 minus y1. Okay, while for the horizontal distance PR, so this is the line PR. So we need to find the horizontal distance. So we need to subtract x2 with x1. Okay, tolakkan x2, tolak x1. Okay, and then for the gradient, you know that the gradient is the vertical distance divided by horizontal distance. So we just need to use this value here, okay, to into the formula. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so this is actually the formula for the gradient of a straight line. If we want to find the gradient of straight line using coordinates. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, B state whether the gradient of straight line MN is positive or negative. Okay, so for positive gradient, for the first one, theta is an acute angle. Okay, so if we see a straight line like this, okay, it goes up. Okay, it goes up from left to right. Okay, so this is the positive gradient. Okay, this is the positive gradient. Okay, well, if you see the line goes down from left to right, it goes down, so it will be the negative gradient. Okay, well, if you see a straight line, okay, a straight line parallel to x-axis, okay, the gradient would be 0. Okay, the gradient would be 0. But if you see a straight line parallel to the y-axis, the gradient would be undefined. Okay, this I have already taught you about this. Okay, so I hope you remember about this. Okay, then for question number 2, calculate the gradient of each line that passes through given point. Okay, just now kita dah ada formula for gradient of straight line. Okay, so we just use this formula to find the gradient of the line that passes through given points. Okay, so for the first gradient would be we need to know which one is x1 and y1, x2 and y2. So make sure that for a point, this is one point. Okay, if we said that this is the first point, this is the second point, so the label would be x1, y1. This one x2, y2. Okay, So don't mix it up. Okay, so the first point should be x1, y1. The second point should be x2, y2. Okay, so since the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so y2 would be 11 minus y1 is 6 over x2 is 4 minus x1 is 2. So 11 minus 6 would be 5, while 4 minus 2 would be 2. So the gradient would be 5 over 2. If you can simplify the fraction, then simplify into the simplest form. If you cannot simplify the fraction, just leave it like that. Okay. Alright. So the second point, the second point, okay, 3, 1 and 2, 7. So let's say this one is x1, y1, x2, y2. So the gradient would be 7 minus 1 over 2 minus 3. Okay. So solve it. 7 minus 1 would be 6. 2 minus 3 would be negative 1. So 6 divided by negative 1 would be negative 6. Okay. Alright. So the third question, negative 3, 8, 4, 8. So just do it like before. M would be 8 minus 8 over 4 minus negative 3. 8 minus 8 is 0. 4 minus negative 3 is 7. So 0 over 7 would be 0. If you see that, you can see that is 8 here. Okay, the y coordinates for both points are the same. Okay, so if the y coordinate are the same, the line would be parallel to x-axis. So of course the gradient would be equal to 0. Okay, so basically dari point pun kita boleh tahulah kalau koordinat y untuk kedua-dua point tu sama, maksudnya dia dia adalah horizontal line which is parallel to x-axis. Okay, for the fourth points would be 4, 10 and 6, 14. I just label this so that you wouldn't confuse. Okay, for the y2, y1, x2 and x1. Okay, so y2 would be 14 minus 10 over 6 minus 4. Okay, 14 minus 10 would be 4, 6 minus 4 would be 2. 4 over 2 is 2. So the gradient for the straight line passing through 4, 10 and 6, 14 is 2. Okay, so that is the second question for A. Okay, for B, calculate the Y-intercept. Okay, there is another formula to find a gradient of straight line, which is the gradient is equal to negative Y-intercept over X-intercept. Okay, negative Y-intercept over X-intercept. Okay, so by using this formula, okay, we need to find the Y-intercept. Okay, so since the gradient is equal to negative Y-intercept over X-intercept, so the gradient would be negative 2 equal to Y-intercept we don't know yet. So negative Y-intercept over 3 over 4. Okay, so if we want to solve this, so you need to multiply negative 2 with 3 over 4 so that we can eliminate the denominator. Okay, so negative 2 times 3 over 4 would be negative Y-intercept Okay, so this one would be negative 3 over 2 equal to negative y-intercept. So which means y-intercept would be equal to 3 over 2. Okay, so we just remove the negative sign. Okay. Alright, for the second question, the gradient is 2 over 3. X-intercept is 6. Okay, so the gradient is 2 over 3 equal to negative y-intercept over 6. So since the x-intercept is 6, okay, so we need to multiply 2 over 3 with 6. So 2 over 3 times 6 equal to negative y-intercept. Okay, remove the negative. We need to negative. This one would be 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so the y-intercept would be equal to negative 6. Okay, since this one is negative y-intercept, this one would be 6. So we need to remove the negative by multiply with negative 1. So the 6 would be negative 6. Okay, just change the sign. Okay, then the question C, calculate the x-intercept. Okay, for this one, terbalik dengan yang tadi. Okay, tapi cara yang sama. So, negative 3 over 4 equal to 9 over x-intercept. Okay, so this one kamu kena tukar. Okay, cara mudahnya you just change the position for x-intercept. So, this one would be negative. Would be negative 9 over negative 3 over 4. Okay, so you can also use your calculator. Okay, so negative 9 over negative 3 over 4. Okay, so the answer would be 12. Okay, then the second question, gradient is 3, y-intercept is negative 15. Okay, so the gradient is 3, y-intercept is negative 15. Okay, this one is negative. Let me write it again. 3 equal to negative 15 over x-intercept. Okay, guna cara yang sama. Tukar kedudukan dia. Equal to negative 15 over 3. V equal to negatif jumpa negatif jadi positif. 15 over 3 would be 5. Okay, so the x-intercept is equal to 5. Okay. Then next question, number 3. The gradient of a line connecting point 38 and 2k5 is 2 over 3. Find the value of k. So this one you have to use the formula for point. Okay, this one, y2 minus y1 over s2 minus s1. Just label any point with s1, y1 and x2, y2. Okay, since the gradient is 2 over 3, so y2 minus y1 would be 5 minus 8 over 2k minus 3 would be equal to 2 over 3. Alright, so 5 minus 8 would be equal to negative 3. 2k minus 3 sama. So 2 over 3. This one kamu boleh darab silang. Okay, dia akan jadi negative 3 times 3 is negative 9 equal to 2. times 2k minus 3. Okay, then okay, expand, we can expand. So negative 9 equal to 4k minus 6. Okay, soft k. So 4k equal to negative 9 minus 6. Sorry, plus 6. So 4k would be equal to negative 3. K would be equal to negative 3 over 4. Okay, so that is how you solve the question. Okay, just use the formula for this topic. There are there are only three formula that you have to remember, so that you can use in solving the questions. So if you use this formula, okay, you just need to substitute the value and then solve the equation. Okay, if it involves unknown, okay, or else just use the formula. Okay. Then last question number 4. Straight line JK is drawn on the Cartesian plane. Find the gradient of JK. So this one is JK. Okay, J is negative 2, negative 3. K is 4, 5. Let's say we take J is the first point, K is the second point. So the gradient would be Y2 would be 5 minus Y1 would be negative 3 over 4 minus negative 2. So 5 minus negative 3 is 8 over 6. So simplify, you would get 4 over 3. Okay, very simple. Just find the gradient of JK. And then, is line JK and line FG are parallel? Give justification. So how do we know if the lines are parallel? So the lines are parallel if they have the same gradient. So to know that if JK is parallel to FG, so you need to find the gradient of FG. If it is equal, then it will be parallel. Okay, so find the gradient of FG would be 10 minus negative 2 over 2 minus negative 7. Okay, 10 minus negative 2, 12. 2 minus negative 7 is 9. So simplify, you would be equal to 4 over 3. So line JK and FG are parallel because it has same gradient. Okay, so the gradient is equal, then the two lines are parallel. Alright, so that's all for the exercise that I have given you. So I hope that you can do the correction if you got any wrong answer. Okay, and then send it to me in Google Classroom. Okay, thank you.